it's Belle. Welcome back to day 10. Surprised how easy this is. I thought daily vlogging would be, I mean, I don't do much, but it's really not that difficult. So I'm really enjoying it. It actually makes me vlog better like I should normally. So maybe I'll keep it up after the daily vlogging is done. Night before last, I finished the last Murder Most Unladylike Death on an Owl, I think it was called, by Robin Stevens. So sad it's over, but I did start the Ministry of Unladylike Activity, the next like companion type series. So, and then I finished Shad Hadid and the Alchemists of Alexandria. Oh, that was so good. I cannot wait for the next book. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a series. It was just amazing. And then I finished the second in the Mrs. Smith's Spy School for Girls. So good. I'm just loving it. So I'm gonna start the third one. So, which is Double Cross. So I'm very intrigued by that. Oh, and I finished Ella Enchanted. So now I want to watch the movie. And really enjoyed that. And so since I finished 2 books for review that were sent to me with Shad Hadid, thank you HarperCollins, and then also HarperCollins had sent Ella Enchanted, even though I had to read my old copy because the one they sent me, a big chunk was missing. But thank you so much. Picked up Superworld Save Noah by Yarrow and Carrie Cheney. It's just so different looking, like graphic novel, but not graphic novel. I don't know. And Random House Kids had sent me this. Thank you so much. And then HarperCollins has sent me Where You've Got to Be by Carolyn Gertler. So I started that. I'm on chapter 2 of both of them. Like I literally just started them. And then I'm still reading all the same things as before. I think you saw me reading it yesterday, but I don't think I talked about it. Merlin's Apprentice, The Mage by Susan McCauley. This comes out next month. And I love the Ghost Hunter series by her, and she had sent me this. I'm very excited. So far, so good. I think it's upper middle grade. And I don't know if I know I showed myself reading it, but I don't know if I talked about it. But the second, the Alessia and Atlantis, The Jellyfish Jailbreak by Nathalia Lane. Enjoying it so far on page 69. And everything else is the same. I don't think I said, but as far as the Idaho case goes, there was a tape that I didn't even watch because the police said that that person was ruled out as a suspect. And like, I'm not a big true crime case watcher, like I've said, so I just assumed they're cleared, then there's no point in me wasting my time watching that. But then the family that keeps talking so much and releasing so many things said that they think that they cleared people too fast, like that guy in the food truck video, because apparently this food truck did a live stream on Twitch for some reason. And it shows Kaylee and Maddie there right before they went home, like an hour before they think the crime happened. And there's this weird guy, and I thought he was weird, and I was like, okay, that it might be this person, just from like the pictures I saw and like the clips, like the short clips. But then they cleared him, so I was like, oh, yeah. But then after the family said that, and then they said that even though they cleared someone, that doesn't mean they can't bring them back in, and you know, whatever. So I watched the stream or whatever, and it is so shady. He's so creepy. He acts like he's with them, but he's not with them. And then he hovers, and then it's like he knows about the Twitch stream. So when he gets in the field of the camera, he has his hat backwards and his hoodie down. Well, he faces his ball cap like right way forward and pulls his hoodie up over it. And as soon as they leave, like he looks around and then takes off. It's so weird. And the family said, so I don't know if it's true, but the family says they heard that he left the country and didn't submit DNA evidence and all this stuff, and they just want to know that his alibi. If it's solid, then they'll leave it alone. But so I don't know. And now it's come out that they're looking for this 2011 to 2013 white, I don't know if it was a Hyundai or a Honda car that was in the vicinity of the house around that time. So I don't know if they think that they saw something, that they're involved, or it's just they saw something important. So they're asking for tips about that. And they started returning belongings to the family that they didn't need from the house. That was just sad. So now with knowing more, I either think it's who I originally thought, or this person in the food truck video. I'm not saying they did it. And people trying to find them and attack them still think that's wrong. but it's hard to talk about it without saying, because it's the video, and if I say the video, then everybody's gonna know anyway, because there's only one video. Because of what I've read, because like all the internet sleuths have found this person's name and everything, and if it is this person and it fits with the profile of someone who, I think they recently got kicked out of college for, or their fraternity for what they're harassing women or something. I don't know. This is all speculation because it's just stuff I've read. And then like the profile of, they'd have to be comfortable with this type of knife. Like I said, they think it was like a K-bar, like a Rambo knife, and comfortable with, because of the way the scene was, blood. And there's videos of him hunting, and they zoom in on like all the messiness around cleaning the hunt, the game, and the knife, and it looks like it could be. So if all of that's true, like the getting kicked out, and I think there was a picture of him in, because it was kind of like a party house. I mean, it's college. They're 20, like the two of them had just turned 21 several months ago. So I mean, being a party house is not a bad thing. It's college. They all live together, roommates. They're in sororities. Like that's just, you know. So it showed, I think the picture said that was him at their house. So if that's true, if any of this is true, like him in the house, the hunting, being comfortable with that, and the knife that they showed, and getting kicked out, because the profile, it would be someone comfortable, like either with hunting, or I think this is the first crime like this for the person, just because of how wasn't, I don't know how to say it. I don't like talking about this stuff on the channel, but my vlogs aren't going to be all middle grade. Like, I don't always just show reading on vlogs, but I won't be cussing or anything. It's just weird talking about this. Because of, I mean, they let it slip when they saw it because they're not used to this in that town. Like I said, it had been since 2015. Some murder had happened. They thought it was targeted in a crime of passion because it just seemed like there was a lot of anger and passion. And when you commit this crime with this weapon, there has to be a level of anger and passion and wanting to look in their eye, like be able, not even wanting, but being able to look in their eyes while you're doing something like this. It's just, the mind, it's, and it can be a dark place for some more than others, and for different reasons, different kinds of darkness. But, and how messy, they said, and all the evidence left, and just the simple fact you're going into a house of 6 people, it's a risk for the perpetrator, because you don't know. I mean, everybody has cell phones now. They could have weapons themselves. I mean, you get your butt kicked. Like, you don't know. Like, it's just such a high risk for him to do, and just the fact that he's gotten away with it for so long, it just makes it that more mind-blowing. So I don't think it's, I think it might be a first-time person for this, but they're comfortable with it, so maybe a hunter. And then getting kicked out of college and the anger for that, and then whatever reason he would latch on. It looked like he was only hovering when Kaylee, like when Maddie went off to hug a friend, he didn't move. So fixated on her. It might not even be something, because you don't think these things when you're like people like these kids, like that are just having fun at college. And I mean, you experience bad things, everybody does, but you don't think about the horrors of people like this. And everybody said how nice they were and you wanted to be around them, and they treated everybody so nice. But a warped mind would take that as they like me, and so any rejection or seeing them talk to someone else the same way, even if they're not flirting, they think that should only be for them. Like, you know, like it's just so twisted. And or if she rejected him even nicely, and or laughed at him, maybe not meaning to be hurtful, you know, just, or like drunk, because in the video it shows Maddie pointing at him and it sounds like she's saying F you. She points at him 3 times, and maybe he went too far and they were had to be a little forceful. Or it's just someone who sees these, because nobody's perfect, but seemingly perfect kids having the best time, enjoying the best things, not getting kicked out of college, having great friends, and they get jealous of that and they get angry about it. They get angry at them for having this life. Like I said, it's all twisted. So with that profile, it could be this guy if he fits all these things and all these things online, if they're true. If they're not, then no. But I mean, it could have been just someone that they had met in the bar that they had just left, who they did talk to, and then he's like, oh, you know, I'll go with you, I'll follow you home, make sure you get there safe, and he's trying to look after him, and then they leave with the driver, and he's like, well, what the heck, you know. But I don't know, it was too weird for that. I don't know. But it may be, but it could be another person that fits that type of profile like I just described. I'm saying could be this person in this video. There could be another, like, because people, so many tips came in saying Kaylee had said she had a stalker, and her dad said it too. And they just came out with these two men that followed her around a store or something. They were trying to meet girls, but they've been ruled out. They didn't think it was anything more than that. That's not really stalkerish to me. I mean, that's a comment. You're like, these guys were stalking me at the store, you know, but it's not really stalker. So for her to have said it so many times and to say she had one, I don't think that's probably what she meant. So if she had one, that one could fit this profile too, because even though the victims, none of them, it says, were assaulted in a certain way, certain profiles, like the one I previously talked about, there would be no need. That wouldn't be about what they were doing this for. And then this profile would be more about things not involving that type of attack to a person, violating them. So even though that didn't happen, it wouldn't necessarily have to with someone like that was stalking or fixated on them. It doesn't always, those profiles don't always involve that type of violation. But I do not think it's random or just some spree serial, because everybody in the house, the ones on the first floor, they would have been also. Plus knowing the codes. And then you find out, not only is there a code on the front door and the screen door, and the screen door on the second level, because in the front of the house where you park your cars, it looks like 3 stories, but the first story is basically the basement. But then the back of the house where they say he entered, you don't see that first story. That's how it appears like a basement from that side. The second story is like the first, and there's a screen door you can enter, and there's a screen door up top too, but it's off of a deck. So he entered on the second floor, but it looks like the first in the back. So there's a key code for both of those, and it turns out each bedroom's door had a key code. And since it came out from the father of the same person that Maddie and Kaylee on the 3rd floor were in the same bed, like they were best friends, like sisters since like 6th grade. And so, okay, that makes sense if he knew that one code. But the couple, the girl that had her boyfriend staying over with her that also passed on the 2nd floor, I don't understand how they would know their code too, unless that was the reason. Because doesn't make sense that they were also, because I feel like Kaylee was the target. And since Maddie was in bed with her, that makes sense why she was too. Because she would have woke up and, you know. So unless one of them on the 2nd floor got up, or they were sleeping in, because there was a living room section on the 2nd floor where her or the 2nd floor bedroom was. I just don't see how, I just don't understand the purpose of hurting them too. So that's another risky thing. Like, it was a Saturday night, college, they had only been home like an hour or less, or so, an hour or so. So it seemed like he would have waited a little bit longer to make sure everybody was actually asleep. It's a Saturday night. I mean, I've seen college kids not even go to bed till the sun comes up. And so it's just a weird night to do it anyway, a Saturday night. And then, so all these things make it seem like it is a first time. So it just says the victims were found on the 2nd and 3rd floor. They didn't say where on the 2nd and 3rd floor. I only know about Kaylee and Maddie being in the same bed because Kaylee's dad said so. So that would make sense. To know Kaylee's code, unless she left her door unlocked, but they haven't said. The same thing with the 2nd floor. But it still doesn't make any sense why. Because if you're just going to get away with everybody, then the first floor would have been also, and they were left unharmed. So I'm thinking, I don't know, my mind, I just wish they'd solve this, because my mind, I don't think it was random at all. Because random just doesn't make sense. So many things don't make sense already, but that really doesn't make sense for so many reasons. I hope they catch them soon. I reiterate that this is all speculation, and in my opinions and stuff, and speculation on everything I've read or watched online. That doesn't make it true. It's just stuff I'm sharing that I've read. I don't know if any of it's true. So, and everything that I say about profiles and who I think and the reason, like, everything's my opinion. So, just want to say that. Speculation and opinion. Not fact. I mean to chat so much, but just especially on days I know I don't have much going on, because I don't really do a lot. I just start chatting more just to have something for y'all. On the chair, I'll be here at the beginning of the week. They've already called to schedule the delivery, and I think the Chester drawers will be here beginning of next week too. So that's pretty cool. I just love these pants so much. And I didn't know how they'd look with just like a sweater instead of a big baggy tee. I was happy with the way it looked with that too. So. Alright, y'all, that's it for day 10. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for the rambling. If you'd like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.